tagit oss till Töre hamn där det nu pågår en segeltävling. Den heter då Midsummer Sail. Det kommer då båtar hela vägen från Tyskland hit till Bottenvikens nordligaste punkt.
My name is Robert Nowatzki. Midsummer Sail is a sailing regatta on the Baltic Sea, but the special thing is that it's the longest, and it starts in the southernmost point of the Baltic and goes to the northernmost point, which is here in Töre. I wanted to do something that hasn't been done yet in an area where I can go quickly, and that is the Baltic Sea. You come up from Wismar to Sweden in regatta mode, so as fast as possible, and then they swap the crew back to family. And then the crew flies very often home, and the families jump on board, and then they start slowly their way back as a summer turn back to Germany and stop in all these famous archipelagos in Sweden and enjoy Swedish summertime. Germans like Sweden anyway. I don't know exactly why, but I like it too, and I like the landscape. I like that it's very wide and open and not as crowded as Germany. That's a big thing, the loneliness, if you want, but also the endless daylight. Now it's midsummer time, that means you have no nights, and that is very special. And the more you come up, every night you can see the difference until finally there is no more night. And I still find that exciting, because I was looking what can I do in the Baltic, and then I had my finger on the map and was just playing around and went further up until it hit the end of the Baltic Sea, which is Töre, the yellow buoy. So there was no way around. You have to come to Töre at some point. To enter the competition itself, it doesn't cost anything for the participants. The costs will come when you moor up somewhere. There are harbor fees, and you have to prepare the boat and get some navigation charts and all this kind of stuff. So these are the costs you have, but the entry itself is for free.
Now during the corona times, how has it affected the race?
Yeah, it was a big up and down for everyone, for me to organize it and also for the participants, because we didn't know, can we or can we not go? And every day there were news, and every week the situation changed, so it was for months up and down and up and down. And finally we got the go-ahead from the authorities, and I had to show what I'm doing to make it safe. And one thing was, for example, the evening before in Wismar there's always the skipper briefing when everyone meets, and that was made very small, only skippers, no more crew, and then also keeping the distance a little bit, and so a short briefing, and then they went back to their crews. The crews are according to the German corona rules, basically. They are complicated and different in different areas, but everyone adjusted. That was tricky for some, and also that's why there were some cancellations. And here in Töre normally is a harbor festival, which the city organizes together with colleagues. So I don't know who exactly, but this area, the commune, is organizing this amazing festival. This year it's cancelled because the crowds are too big. So it's a bit sad, but better safe than sorry, I would say.
Nu är den första båten i tävlingen Midsummer Sail på väg in. Det är en tysk båt, så nu väntar vi bara på målgången. sitting here with the winners of the race. So how does it feel?
Very nice. It was a journey which was never-ending journey with many trouble. On the first step, the trouble began when it was strong winds and less wind, and amazing.
And how do you feel?
Yeah, great, because it was a lot of different adventures we experienced during these 6 days, and yeah, just today this beautiful landscape and with full speed up here and heartily welcome from here. So yeah, we are happy and proud.
So what would you say is the best thing about the competition?
The bad thing is that we are winners. And the bad thing is the different lengths, and the days were longer and longer in the sun, longer over the sea, the sunrise and sunset.
And what would you say is the best thing about the competition?
The best thing is that I think that you're not only in cruising mode, and you have fighting and keeping adrenaline all over, so you can't rest, so because somebody is behind or in front, so you always have to think. And if you are somewhere close to the land, you got on the mobile looking where the others are, so that's amazing.
Yeah. And what would you think about Sweden so far? You haven't been here so long, but what do you think of it?
I remember Sweden. I have been there, I can't say, 40 years ago. I've been with car on North Cape, and so I like Swedish peoples very much from that time. But the Swedish land is amazing. It's a very nice land. So.
And what do you say?
Yeah, I like it very much. So I've been here as a child with my parents 2 times, and then later I've been sailing in the Stockholm archipelago. So for me, it's one of the nicest sailing areas I've ever been.
Yeah, that's really good to hear. Thank you, that was all. Congratulations for winning the race. We're standing here with the winners in the background.
Yes.
How would you sum up this race?
It is a very special race this year because everything started, of course, with Corona. Can we go or can we not go? And then when the authorities said, yes, you can go, there was a big smile on the participants' faces, on mine too, and they started. And then the speeds were not so much as last year because the winds were very light sometimes, and that meant there's no new record this year. But doesn't matter because the cruise itself, it's still a very nice trip from the southernmost to the northernmost point in the Baltic. So the experience for the sailors looks like was very, very good.
Can you tell us about the prize of this competition?
Yeah, everyone gets a medal. They haven't theirs yet, but there are 4 different trophies. One for the first multi-hull, which is here, then one for the first mono-hull. It's a different kind of boat, and then one for the first, the smallest boat that arrives and the smallest crew that arrives.
Did the race go as planned, or were there a lot of obstacles on the way?
For me it went as planned, and for everyone who will arrive it's probably also as planned, but there are a few boats who had to drop out because of the crew was sick, or something was wrong with the boat, and for everyone who has prepared for months and then has to leave because something happened, it's very sad. So it depends on perspective.
Yeah. And what do you think was the biggest challenge with having this kind of race?
Yeah, this year, I mean, it's always a big challenge to plan something which is as long as 900 miles, because you need a lot of time, you need a bit of money to prepare the boat, so your family and your boss has to stand behind you and have to say, yeah, do it. And apart from this, it's the Corona question. You know, this constant up and down in your heart, depending on what the situation is. And I think that was this year the hardest for everyone, because until we started, it was not clear.